Hello, my name is Wayne Alexander, and today we're going to take a look at SharePoint integration into CRM 2011. I'm going to be using the web version to do this, and I can confirm it's exactly the same process as the Outlook version. Okay, so a prerequisite for uh, the SharePoint integration is obviously to make sure that you have a SharePoint site already set up and it's actually valid. If that is the case, the next step of what we're going to do is integrate it into the system. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into the settings area of CRM, and the first thing I'm going to go over to here is the document management settings. If I go ahead and click on the icon, what the system would do is it will bring up a list of entities that by default would automatically allow document management. And as you can see there, accounts already ticked, source article. I'm going to untick some of these. Maybe I only want to do accounts, contacts, leads, and opportunities. I'm just going to select those and deselect some of the others here. Products, quotes, and sales literature. So there's my list that I of entities that I want to use document management for. Remember I said the prerequisite was to have the SharePoint set up and to have a URL. Here is my URL. It's valid. And when you're setting up your SharePoint integration, um, what the system would do is it will go away and talk to the SharePoint site, and it would automatically create folders for each of the entities that have been ticked in this list here. So in other words, it will create a folder for an account, the account entity. It will create a separate folder for the contact entity, and so on and so forth. So for every entity, the system would create a folder in the SharePoint site. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and click next. The system would always like to confirm it will always confirm that the SharePoint is valid. It'll go on to say to create a new folder structure based on the specified entity. So what the system will do is, if I was to tick that box, what I'm actually doing is I'm telling the system for any related entities, do you want the system to automatically go away and create a folder? So in other words, any entities that sit underneath accounts. So for the example, the system would go away and it would create the contacts underneath the parent account if the contact is created from within the company record. I'm going to go ahead and tick that box and click next. It takes a little while to go through. What it's doing in the background now is just um, setting up the actual document libraries. A message does pop up as we have here to just confirm that document libraries are being created in the path of that particular SharePoint. So it might take a couple of minutes to go through. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK for now. We're not going to sit here and wait for the entire document management to be created. Oh, as a matter of fact, it's created it early. There you go. Fantastic. So what the system's done, it's told me that there's 4 document libraries created for each of those different entities. It shows me the number of newly created. It would have shown me how many failed, and it would have shown me if there was already existing libraries. What that means is that you can go back into the document management a second time and set up new libraries on the same SharePoint site. So this isn't written in stone that this could only be done once and the process can't be done again. If entities need to be added in the future, it's exactly the same process to do so. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and click finish, and that document management has now been set up. If I was to just come over here and go into my contacts, I'll just quickly create a new contact. Let's wait for that to go through. Fantastic. Go ahead and hit save. And if I was to go ahead and hit documents, you'll notice that this is exactly what the system's doing. A folder will be created in location, and it gives my SharePoint site for test contact. So you see the system has automatically created a folder for this contact under the contact entity. And if I was to go ahead and click OK, the system will now go away and point to that particular SharePoint site within the CRM system. Okay, so what I've just done there is showed you how to integrate a SharePoint site into CRM 2011. Thank you.